This simple framework will show you exactly how to start an impromptu speech when you're put on the spot and you can speak without ever blanking out. Impromptu speaking has been a massive challenge for me. In fact, when I joined Toastmasters, which is a club that allows you to practice impromptu speaking, I did not want to go up and speak for the first entire year of my membership. So I was paying money, but I wasn't speaking because I didn't know what to say when I was given a topic. I knew I could speak on that topic. I had some content in my mind, but how do you start speaking? Because once you start, you can get into a rhythm and then continue. And it took me a long time to understand the importance of starting as well as continuing from the beginning of your impromptu speech. This has not only helped me speak more effectively in Toastmasters meetings, but in any situation when I'm put on the spot, I can always rely on this framework to communicate effectively. So let's get started. By the way, if you like such communication content, you can subscribe for more videos. We have a ton of videos surrounding effective communications. So the framework I want to talk about is very simple. It's 5 letters which spell out CARE-C. CARE-C stands for context, answer, reason, example, and conclusion. It starts by us providing context on the topic, giving our main answer, supporting it with reasons and examples, and then concluding it through a summary. The best part about this framework is it not only gives us direction, but it also helps us speak in a crisp manner. So let's understand it through a very simple example. Let's say you're put on the spot and asked a question such as, hey, tell me your favorite book. Now we can just say, hey, my favorite book are the Harry Potter books because there is, I just really like the characters over there. Now we can say that, but no one will ever hear that and be like, hey, this guy can effectively communicate. Instead, you want to apply the CARE-C framework. Before you get to your answer of whatever your favorite book is, provide some context. The context can simply say, I've been reading since I was 9 years old. The very first books I was given were these Enid Blyton series of famous 5 and mystery novels meant for kids itself. But I never really liked it too much because it was very realistic for me. And ironically, I'm not a fan of realism. I like to explore fantasy, things that lets my mind go into an imaginative space. So my favorite book are the Harry Potter book series. And that's because it allows my mind to escape into a completely different reality with magic, with characters that I can fall in love with different storylines that take me on a journey which I could have never even thought of. The 4th book is the part where the series takes a darker turn. So the books turn much more into the villainous side of all the characters. It shows things that are not so juvenile, the language is much more mature, and the overall storyline is taking you to a much bigger picture as to where you were in the first book. And after I read that, it completely opened my mind to the world of fantasy as a whole. Not just Harry Potter, but so many more books within this genre completely captured my attention. And I've been reading them ever since. And so my favorite book is not just one, but it's the entire Harry Potter series. Context, answer, reason, example, conclusion. That's how it works. And by the way, this does not just apply to random topics like these. It also applies in situations where you're made to give an answer when you're caught off guard. For example, let's say you're sitting in a meeting and your boss walks in and asks you, hey, do you think we should change our CRM system to this new one? Now, if you're asked a question which is opinion-based like this one, you can simply say, yes, or no, we could. And we could maybe provide 1 or 2 reasons for it. But instead, we can make our point a lot more substantial by adding the CARE-C framework. We start by giving context. CRMs are quite complex, and we as companies often underestimate how much time they can really take to be implemented, and they cause a lot more stress than relief in the short term, which is why I feel that we do not really need to go ahead with a new CRM system. This is mainly because the current CRM that we have is fulfilling 80 to 90% of our major requirements. And given the priorities of the companies right now, I don't think we need to burden our employees with adapting to a completely new system. I'll give you a quick example. In my previous company, we had done the same thing, where we found a new CRM system that was a little more expensive and gave us a few more attractive features. We went ahead with the shift. The team promised us 3 months to get it done. It took 12 months to get that system in place. It disrupted the current workflow. When we got the new system, it took more time to train somebody to adapt to it, and it was just a complete mess. And that's why, in my opinion, I do not think we should shift our current system at this stage in our journey. And that's how the Can See framework works. But I should also mention, it's not just about applying this one framework. Earlier in the video, I told you I can rely on this particular framework when I put on the spot. But the truth is, this framework cannot apply in every situation. That's why we've created a video on 5 different frameworks that apply to different situations, which will heavily reduce your chances for blanking out while speaking. You can check out that entire video right here.